Andrei Mozalev, the 2020 World Junior Figure Skating Champion, has moved to Eteri Tuberidze's group. This is reported by our sport with reference to two sources familiar with the situation. The 20-year-old athlete had his first training session on Monday. Earlier he was a member of Kirill Davydenko's group. The TASS source said that Mozalev left Davydenko's group due to a conflict with his coach. Ask him, sorry, I'm working, Davydenko said. Recently, between Andrei and Kirill Anatolievich more than once there have been conflict situations. The coach began to pay less attention to the athlete. This was mainly the reason for Andrei's decision to change the coaching team, the source said. Andrei Mozalev at the moment is not considering a move to another country. This is reported by Sport24. Until May, the 20-year-old figure skater will continue to officially represent St. Petersburg, where he trained with Kirill Davydenko. At the same time, he will not perform at the St. Petersburg Championship, but will be preparing for the Spartakiad. Bestemianova admitted that Mozalev's workloads at Tutberidze will lead to injuries. As far as I understand, Mozalev is already an adult guy, with a name, with some privileges of his own in training. And Eteri Georgievna has high loads, no matter how he gets injured. But if he really wanted to do it, and the desire to improve is the most important thing for an athlete, we can only wish him good luck. If he regains the technical things he did, he will have no equal. He did all the quadruple jumps, said Olympic champion Natalia Bestemianova. Bestemianova also answered the question about whether the reason for Mozalev's transition was not the desire to change sports citizenship in the future. One should compete for a strong country, for a strong federation. The example of Diana Davis and Gleb Smolkin at the European Championships showed us that the strongest ones left, and they fell back a few places. Ride well, win the national championships, you'll be fine, Bestemianova added. The following was Eteri Tuberidze's reaction to Natalia Bestemianova's comment. Andrei Mozalev's first interview in the new group. Already had the first training session. In the nearest transfer window we will formalize the transfer and play for Moscow. Alexander Thelin did not rule out that Andrei Mozalev may change citizenship. Mozalev had a good tandem with Kirill Davydenko, they worked for a long time, but Eteri Tuberidze is a great specialist. It's hard to say why Andrei left Davydenko. All athletes want to improve and develop. Perhaps the parties were dissatisfied with something or the relationship didn't work out. It is not excluded that Mozalev may change his citizenship after moving to Tutberidze, Thelin said. Figure skaters Alexander Gallyamov and Dmitry Kozlovsky will be team captains at the Russian Jumping Championship, which will be held January 19 to 21 in Moscow. The federation explained the choice of Gallyamov and Kozlovsky as captains of the jumping tournament. These are the two leaders of our national team in pairs skating. These pairs move forward not only Russian, but also world figure skating, with their elements, their level, that's why such a decision was made. We wish victories to each of them, Kobin said. Gallyamov commented on being appointed captain at the Russian Jump Championships. They came together. The wave and the stone. Poetry and prose, ice and fire, are not so different from each other. At first, by their mutual difference, they were boring to each other. Then they liked each other. Then they went skating every day. And soon they were inseparable. So people, I am the first to repent. From doing nothing friends, said the skater. Moskvina supported the choice of Gallyamov and Kozlovsky as captains at the jumping tournament. I positively assess such a choice. The guys are not used to working in a team. It will be interesting to see how they can interact with their teams, inspire them. These guys are adults, with education, so they know how to support their team, said Tamara Moskvina. Tamara Moskvina spoke about the departure of Boykova and Kozlovsky from her group. After the season 2022-23, Boykova and Kozlovsky moved to Eteri Tuberidze's group. Artur Minchuk and I have been working with Moskvina and Gallyamov for about 3 years, and we have been working with Boykova and Kozlovsky for about 7. They are our students, our children in figure skating. Even though they decided to move on to another coach, they remain our students, our kids that we trained. We are happy that they are skating well. And we can't forget all the years we worked with them. Obviously, as a coach, at the Russian Championships, I congratulated them on their good performance. Parents, for example, are not particularly happy when a child changes schools, but they are still happy that the child continues to develop. We were not happy when they decided to change coaches and went to Moscow, but we are happy that our students, with whom we have worked for 7 years, continue to improve, Moskvina said in an interview with Dave Lease on the skating lesson. Alyona Kostornaya explained her refusal to participate in the Russian jumping championships. We are skipping the championship due to the lack of expediency of participation in it for us at this stage of preparation, Kostornaya said. Alexei Mishin said that Elizaveta Tuktamisheva has returned to competition. Liza is already back. I mean, she's competing in a jumping competition this week. It's a competition, right? Only she will be competing against herself. We're actively working on the triple axel. Lisa is an empress, said honored coach of Russia Mishin. Bestemianova commented on Tuktamysheva's return to jumping competition. In the fall, Elizaveta Tuktamisheva announced the suspension of her sports career. This week the figure skater plans to take part in the Russian jumping championships. I do not think that Tuktamisheva is in full return. I think that Lisa, announcing the pause, assumed that she would perform in the jumping tournament as well as in the show program tournament. Most likely, this is just a one-time action, said Natalia Bestemianova, Olympic champion in ice dancing. Ilya Verbuk spoke out about the departure of figure skater Alexandra Shinkarenko from his school. Athletes have always moved and will always move, it rarely happens beautifully. There was one oddity in this. Such a moment occurred in the middle of the season, and we learned about Alexandra's desire to move from the press. That's the only thing I think is wrong. But I wish Sasha good luck, she is a talented girl. I really fell in love with their pair with Vladislav Mikhailov. Thanks to this pair our group began to build. It is still very powerful, in quantity for sure, in quality we will still work. We will find a partner for Vlad in the near future. He stays with us. In the network appeared video training Vasilisa Kaganovskaya, Maxim Nekrasov. Valery Angelopol and Alexandra Shinkarenko also posted footage from the training session.